A few more of the shows have started to roll out. Management of Novice Alchemist has just come out, and it's different from what I expected it was going to be. I honestly thought it was going to be more of a reincarnation anime, so it was kind of a nice surprise. I was still kind of hoping for a show that again wasn't going to be overpowered, which I thought because reincarnated anime, overpowered main character. I thought that's what it was going to be. We still got the overpowered kind of, or at least it seems to be an overpowered character, but definitely we didn't get the reincarnation here. I think the way this show started out, I don't think we needed the orphanage stuff really, or too much of it. We didn't really need the backstory stuff to do with her character. Like right now we know that our main character, her family's owned some sort of merchant business, I believe, and her family went out to go on some sort of trip. They ended up getting attacked and killed by bandits. The girl was then sent to the orphanage. The only thing they could possibly do with this is we did see a little clip, and I didn't think about it till just now, this very moment, is we saw a brief moment where there was some sort of contract that was signed and some name was crossed off and a new name was written underneath. So it kind of, now that I'm thinking about it, feels like her parents were killed in some sort of plot to be able to gain her business. So or gain their business. I don't know if that's going to come back in the future. I kind of hope it does. If it doesn't come up at all, like if there's nothing about her parents that comes up, I'm going to be disappointed because I think there's a lot of stuff they could do with that. And if they don't do anything with it, then they should have just not had anything. Like if nothing comes up to do with her past and her family heritage, whatever, we could have easily gotten away with her starting in the orphanage. She could have just been depressed and sad, and then she could have seen the person that showed up and was like, oh, I'm an alchemist, and then she could have been like, oh, I want to be an alchemist too, and she could have gone from there. So yeah, I don't know, it'll be interesting to kind of see where they go with it. I'm hoping they do something with it. I hope they don't just give us this and then don't do anything. I'm torn. There's parts of the show that they do really well with showing, not telling, and there's other parts where they just tell a lot. One of the parts I wasn't too sure if I liked was how they went through her life as at the school. I know they needed to go through it quickly, and because of moving through it quickly, it was really nice where they just did a bunch of quick telling, having a few different pictures or images. So it was kind of like show, don't tell, but also telling and not showing. They mixed it together so it was able to move through pretty quick, but it turned out where none of it was really that important. She didn't meet anybody. I think all the people that we've seen in the graphic for the show, they're all people she's going to meet later on in the future at probably the new business that she now owns, that her master alchemist has purchased for her. I really liked the dynamic between her and the master, where she's a very shy character and her master is very outgoing. You can see the transition from the very beginning of the show where she's very shy and like in like her own little bubble and doesn't really do too much, to now she's graduating from school and she's got more of this like spunk and energy, and it's really cool to see. Like we don't see the transition happening. It just goes from like shy orphanage to a little bit more outgoing, and I feel like that's a lot of, or at least me putting my own thoughts and feeling, or that's not the right word for it. It's like I'm coming to the conclusion that this is what's happened, but I really feel like it's the master's work that's, with her being so outgoing, it's kind of helps our main character grow a bit. So it'll be really cool to see how their relationship and like the dynamics between them goes, because the master purchased her shop basically out in this like far off into the wilderness place, and I really liked how that was done so that the master could get access to herbs that aren't as easily able to acquire. So there's this neat little kind of dynamic where I wonder to what degree the master is helpful, and to what, like, does she lean more towards wanting to be helpful, or lean more towards wanting to make sure she gets her own good stuff out of the bargain. So it'll be really cool to see how a lot of that goes. I really did like the exam. The exam was a lot of fun because it was one of the few moments where it did a lot of showing, not telling, where we got to see that not only is our character really potentially, or I don't know, I don't know if we can say she's really good at magic, but she's definitely above the level that the instructors expected her to be, especially too where she was able to make that high level potion from the way they reacted and how the interactions between the judges or the exam proctors and that person that supplied the ingredients, the way that they interact with each other, it just showed that, she's definitely above everyone else in her degrees and skills. Plus the way she was able to go through and figure out how to do the potion, it also shows that sure, she is powerful and she's really good, but she also has the ability to think through situations. And she's not just strong, she's also smart and intelligent. So I'm really worried that this is going to be the best episode with and that as the show goes on, it's just going to be a lot of just, I don't know, overpowered. She's solving all these problems. It escalates from like 0 to 100 very quickly, and then from there it just keeps escalating to like 200 and 300 and to like degrees that are just insane. But I don't know, it's too early to tell. I'm cautiously optimistic with the start of Management of Novice Alchemist. I think the first 2 or 3 minutes in, I wasn't really liking it. But yeah, so far I'm happy with it. And I'm excited for the next episode. We'll see how it turns out. Hopefully this is going to be a really good show.